Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another Social Sports Pad podcast. All right,
Yo yo.
everybody. That
Yep.
that was Ben and Dylan. Those two are our guests today. Ben's always with me, but I am Ricky, and we are going to be talking about Week 7. There are 6 teams on by this week, and that is absolutely rough. Um,
It is, especially when it's your team. Hopefully not yet, but it's coming for my team.
but yeah, I mean, like for me, I just really think like the NFL, and yeah, that'll be our first topic of today is the buy. I really think that they uh in doing the schedule absolutely misconstrue and do the fans a disservice by making like, oh yeah, this week 4 teams go on, this week 2 teams go on, this week 6 teams go on. No, like you have an 8 week period where the buys happen. You have 32 teams. hmm 8 divided by 4 is 32. Make it consistent, make it neat. Like, oh, you can even include the international games into that stuff. Hi, teams that are going over to England or going to Germany or going to Mexico City, wherever you want to go. Going
Give
over
them
to
an extended
China,
buy.
even if you want to go ahead and push that market. Put them on the buy beforehand or the buy afterward, so that you can actually have a better quality product in the NFL. So
Or they should also coincide it also with the Thursday if they played a Thursday game, because that has to be rough as well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of rough patches when it comes to the schedules and things like that. But, that's, kind of the way the cookie crumbles a little bit. I mean, just,
Like how
in
Walter
terms of
Cronkite says.
scheduling, yeah, like, oh, yeah, everybody just, in a way, like, if you want to, like, call for fairness, oh, yeah, let's just have everybody play the games this Sunday at 1 o'clock. And there's no other games.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the same amount of rest, the same amount of time. We don't worry about buys. We just go through and go forward. I mean that's that makes no sense.
No.
So I mean, I just think like with the buys, they need to just rework them. 4 teams each of these 8 weeks of the buy, and you go ahead. Yeah, and that's how it goes. The teams that well, they do them so many years in advance now. Like it's not like, um, like hey, you could team that's runner up in the Super Bowl gets to pick when their buy is. Kind of make a little event about it, or even pull the lottery. These teams get this buy, or these teams get that buy. Just okay.
I do
Yeah,
think
start it
the
differently.
I do think the teams that play international, I think I heard they get a choice. They have a bye week after or before.
Okay, I mean that's nice. I mean, uh, like for me, I just the international games they need to, as a group, need to kind of figure that shit out because
Yeah.
you'll definitely see like, oh, the way Baltimore played compared to the way Buffalo played um in Tottenham, and it was far better for Baltimore, who had shown up on Tuesday instead of Buffalo, who showed up on Friday. And they were a lot healthier, they were a lot cleaner, a lot more awake when they
Yeah.
went ahead and played. So, but we will move on from buys. We say bye bye to buys, and we talk a little bit about Thursday nights as the Jacksonville Jaguars barely held on to beat the New Orleans Saints.
What a game that was.
Like, yeah, this game, the way it was going to me, like the score being only 7 points, absolutely goes wonders to the Saints' tenacity, and kind of damning to the Jacksonville defense. Like, seriously, you put on the pressure, man. You were up 21-9. Keep pushing that up. You could have probably had another defensive score on him the way Carr was playing. Like, he was playing like dog shit until like the mid third and fourth quarters.
Yeah. Yeah, they were not playing up to par at all. They let them stay in the game.
Yeah.
I think they need to start getting their second year receiver Shaheed. I don't think I said his name right, but he's a speedster. And then you start sending him over the top more. It'll open up the field for the other guys, for Olave, Thomas, and then a back out of the.
Well, I mean, like with the Saints, like the thing that I was noticing with the pressure that the Jags were putting on him, he didn't have time.
Yeah.
And it was also like they commented. I think it was Kirk Herbstreit. When they were playing it, like his comment was, yeah, like most quarterbacks go through like 2 3 progressions, before he winds up checking down. It's like David Carr is, or is it Derek? I forget. The Carr is is hesitating, and basically going from first option check down. And I mean, it's great for fantasy players that have Alvin Kamara. But
Yes, it was.
but it's definitely not good for, well, just the quality of the gameplay out of the Saints. And I mean, to have the weapons that the Saints have and the many weapons as the Jaguars have, like for this to only have scored 55 points is kind of baffling a little bit to me. But yeah, kudos to the Jaguars. You won like last 4 in a row. You are definitely looking like the Jaguars team that we thought you were going to be in the preseason. So, way to go, guys. So we go from a relatively decent game to one that really, basically going to start this out. We're going to go through all 12 remaining games, and we are going to. I'm going to tell you what the spread is, and you guys are going to give me who's going to win. Will they meet the spread? And give me a bold prediction. Bold predictions are brought to you by the people at Bulletproof Coffee. Definitely go ahead and use our affiliate link below, and go ahead and get yourself some Bulletproof Coffee. And
They don't just have coffee.
yeah, I mean they have a lot of energy. Energy things. Usually we bring them up when we have one of the international games. We do not have one this week, so the games will start at 1 o'clock. We get to sleep in a little bit, football fans. But the first one is kind of a stinker, so good thing to get this one in the early slot to get this out of the way. As the Brian Hoyer led Las Vegas Raiders will go up against the Justin Fields less Chicago Bears. The Raiders are given a 3.5 point edge. And I forget the rookie's name.
Tyson B.
Yeah, I think it's Badgent or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, but he gets the nod. So basically how we're going to do this is Ben, you're going to start. Dylan, you will go second. I will go third. If anybody jumps in, they will go ahead and jump in front of me. All right, so Ben, take her away. What do you see happening? Will the Raiders win by 4 or more?
I see the Raiders definitely winning this game. The Bears without Fields is even worse than having him. It's just The Bears are a mess. Las Vegas is definitely going to win. I don't think it's going to be a slaughter fest, but they're going to win probably because of Devontae Adams. He's going to be the only reason. He's going to save the day probably by being able to catch whatever Hoyer throws at him. It's not going to be a pretty sight probably for both sides of the team, but Hoyer has more an advantage because he has better experience.
All right, Dylan, what you got? Oh, actually, hey Ben, do you have a
Yes.
bold from this, or is it just the Devontae Adams is gonna have a great game, from this?
You know what? I'm going to look at it this way. I feel like it's going to be a field goal fest, so I'm going to give it to the kicker for Las
Uh-huh.
Vegas.
All right, so Daniel Carlson. Yep, there you go. All right, so Dylan, what do you think?
I got the Raiders winning by 4 touchdowns.
All right.
Oof,
I
that's
think
really bold.
Hoyer's going to ball out. He's going to have at least 4 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Hunter Renfrow in the slot. And I just think that the Bears aren't going to match up well with the Raiders. I think Brian Hoyer's going to eat that secondary alive.
Okay.
I think Dylan's drinking that bold coffee.
He is
350 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Book it.
All right.
That
Sounds that is definitely hella at your boy worthy. He might be mentioned when we do that Tuesday. For a Holla at Your Boy Award, brought to you by the people at W Energy.
Mustart's currently winning our poll.
Nice. So yeah, definitely Raheem Mustard is currently winning. If you don't feel that way, go ahead and pick one of the other options. Otherwise, it will be Raheem Mustard winning the Holla at Your Boy this week. For me, really this game is going to be too close to call right now on paper. Devontae Adams is absolutely not happy with his role right now in the Raiders offense. Jacoby Myers has supplanted him almost, it looks like, as the number 1 receiver in Vegas. I mean, not going to lie, if things hold up, he might ask to be traded before the deadline on Halloween. But with this, yeah, definitely a scary proposition. But the Raiders are going to give the rookie a hard time. The Bears' offensive line is a mess. The only reason, moving up the field is, Justin Fields, respect to that. They're going to probably load 8 in a box the entire game. Probably double team DJ Moore, and probably be a double-digit sack game for the Las Vegas Raiders. So definitely see the Raiders winning. Probably not by 4 scores, a little bit more barely than that. But the Bears barely seem like they'll show up. So yeah. So we got that. My bold prediction again was the Raiders with a double-digit sack game. Speaking of sack teams, the Cleveland Browns go into Indianapolis to take on the Indianapolis Colts. The Browns are favored by 2.5 points. So go ahead, Ben, and give me your prediction on this game.
Whew. You know what? Let's go back on the Browns hype train right now. Let's go. Let's strike while it's hot. The iron is hot with the Browns. I see the Browns definitely winning this game. The Minshew mania has worn off. It is no more. The hype is gone. Look for the Browns to win by 3 touchdowns. Not because of the offense, but because of the defense. Give the defense 3 takeaways in this game and 1 pick 6.
All right, nice. Now, I don't know if Deshaun Watson is playing in this game, so it might be another battle of the backups.
He has been, as far as I know, he's been practicing. Let me see.
So go ahead and take a look at that
They're
while
uncertain
we
as
have
of
Dylan go
October
ahead.
9th.
So, all right. So
He's
Dylan,
questionable right now.
okay. So he might have just been practicing. He might play, might not play. It might be again. It might be another
It's a
battle of
toss-up.
backups. All right, Dylan, what you seeing?
Yeah, I'm with Ben here. I'm going with Cleveland by at least 3 touchdowns. I think they're going to have a pick six and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I think Miles Garrett's going to have 2.5 sacks on Gardner Minshew. I think Cleveland just going to steamroll the Colts coming off that big victory over the Niners.
You're gonna
So
take those horseshoes off of those shoes, huh?
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna do the Tyler thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and get myself checked in for a drug test at the league office on Monday. My bold prediction is the Indianapolis Colts are going to beat the Cleveland Browns. Basically Cleveland. Yeah, it was definitely not a good day through the air for Brock Purdy and the 49ers last week, but they did pretty well on the ground with Christian McCaffrey. And I don't know about you, but those Colts, they have not one, but two quality running backs. There in Jonathan Taylor and in Zach Moss. So bold prediction of the day on that one. On top of the fact that I definitely see the Colts upsetting the Cleveland Browns, is I see Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss both rushing for 100 yards on the
Whoa.
number one ranked Cleveland Browns defense.
All right. Yep. Definitely report to the office as early as 9 a.m. Monday
All right,
morning.
I get to sleep
Your
in.
drug test.
All right, so this is my money game of the week as the Buffalo Bills go into Gillette Stadium to take on the New England Patriots. The Bills are
They're gonna get
favored by
slaughtered.
8.5. Ben, go ahead and give me your opinion on Bills versus the Patriots.
This is the end. This is the beginning of the end for Belichick. The Bills are going to demolish the Patriots so bad that Bill Belichick is going to get fired on Monday morning. Hell, they might not even wait until Monday morning. They might just do it right after the game. I know, I know the owner is not happy with everything that's going on right now, and Belichick is definitely on the hot seat. Mac Jones is trash. That team is trash, and I feel like things are changing after this week.
All
So
right.
give it to the Bills beating the Patriots. My bold is Belichick is getting fired.
All right, Dylan.
I got this being a trap game for Buffalo. New England wins by a field goal. And I think New England relies on Rahamondre Stevenson, or however you say his first name.
Okay.
I think he's going to have 150 on the ground and 2 touchdowns.
Sounds fair. I mean,
Bold.
again, this isn't there. Since you went ahead and did it. For me, I see the Bills winning. But the reason why I'm putting this as my money game of the week is because my money is going on New England keeping it close. And it's not because of anything involving New England. It's just because the Bills right now have been playing dog shit. Like they almost lost to the Giants, by being ho-hum. You can blame that on jet lag against the Jaguars, but you cannot blame that on, Sunday night. They are not the fast-paced team offensively that they have been in previous seasons. Josh Allen is trying to do too much, and Bill Belichick again still has a way of possibly taking out the best player on an offense, and that player is Stephon Diggs. So my bold prediction is that we will see Stephon Diggs with under 5 catches in this game.
You have a lot of confidence.
What?
Bill Belichick.
Hey,
I don't know. Christian Gonzalez looks pretty good. He's going to line up with Diggs, and he's held every big name receiver to not good games.
so there we go.
Remind
You
me
know
again
that,
of our
and
bad
again,
quarterback.
I'm going on the way the Bills have gone these past few weeks. They have played like absolute dog shit in all but in this season. So at least in the first half. And speaking of playing like dog shit, this wonderful matchup that we have. It is absolutely it is a game that basically is as appetizing as gas station sushi. So this is our gas station sushi game of the week between the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. The Commanders are favored by 1.5 points. And yes, I can smell the stink all the way from Jersey. So, Ben, what say you? Give me that bold. There
I
probably
am
isn't
really
one.
surprised that Washington is only a 3 favorite. That's kind of crazy. Um, I can't. I mean, they usually play tough. But the Giants are playing like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, but they almost beat
Commanders
Buffalo.
aren't playing great either, but they're at least been consistent like a little bit. I just can't see them only winning by 3. I see the Commanders winning by at least 10. I definitely see Sam Howell going he's going at least 3 or 4 touchdowns. He's been lights out. He's been the most consistent football player quarterback wise. He's top 10 quarterback right now. He's been doing really good. And I think Robinson is definitely going to get 100 yards. I look for this to be a 350-yard game for Howell, 120-yard game for Robinson. Both of them are going to get at least Howell's going to get 4 touchdowns. Robinson's going to at least get 1 reception of those being a touchdown.
All right, Dylan, what do you say?
I think Washington wins by a touchdown. And I think Terry McLaurin has a breakout game that reminds him why he's a top receiver. And reminds everybody why he's a top receiver in the league. They don't call him Scary Terry for nothing.
I saw a stat about him today where he's the league leader in receptions or some kind of yardage since he's been in the league. So he's definitely consistent. He's one of the top.
150 and a touchdown at least tomorrow for McLaurin.
Dotson, right. Don't forget about Dotson either.
So basically, what I see with these guys is I see Washington winning and covering the spread. I will say my bold prediction is that the New York Giants do not score a touchdown again in this game.
I will love that.
They are going to have almost a league record for quarters without a touchdown. I definitely see that going on. So there you go.
As we're on the subject of the Giants, Saquon Barkley says he doesn't want to be traded, and also the Giants ownership has also said he's not being traded.
So, which, you know what that means to me? He's getting traded.
Yeah, I don't mean anything to me.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably getting traded. All right, so now we got some bad games taken care of. We're actually coming to an actual good game at 1 o'clock. Actually, yeah, these last 2 1 o'clock games are chef's kiss. Definitely ones I want to watch. As the Atlanta Falcons go to Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are the favorites at 2.5. So basically, Vegas is saying, bruh, it's a close call. Go ahead. So, guys, holla at your boy and give me your predictions, and I want them bolder. All right, Ben, give me your bold.
Well, if you are a Buccaneers or a Falcons fan, you live in the Delmarva area, you can get yourself a cheap ticket probably up north in Newark, Delaware, and fly down to Tampa and get yourself a $33 ticket. That's as low as they're going right now. Sounds like a hell of a deal. And then go on the beach and chill on the, watch the waves with a margarita
That's
afterwards.
not gonna lie. $33 ticket to a football game. Phew, very
Yeah,
nice.
in Tampa. Yeah, that's not bad. I look so the Falcons. I can't see them messing up again 2 weeks in a row. Their time
Great.
management was horrible in the fourth quarter. I'm giving the edge to the Falcons this week. I know the Buccaneers are playing good. But I'm giving the Falcons. They're going to cover this. They're going to beat Tampa by at least a field goal. I say Desmond Ritter is going to have a lights out game. He's going to throw for 280. I know that's not a lot, but for him, that's a lot.
Dylan, what do you see?
I think Atlanta's going to beat Tampa Bay, and I think Bijan Robinson's going to have a 3-touchdown game.
Okay, very nice.
Do you think Pitts is actually going to do something?
And I think Pitts will have 2 touchdowns.
So that's like 5 touchdowns. Yeah, that's a very, very high quality performance out of Atlanta. My prediction is I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. It's just what my gut says. Like, Atlanta is about as consistent as 3 o'clock Taco Bell bowel movement. Like, just like it's just not consistent at all. They're up and down. It's almost like with the talent they have, they just take weeks off. So I know Baker, he hurt his hand last week, basically, cutting it. But hey, I see him bouncing back. We've not had the Baker that can't hit the broadside of a barn, but yet. But he's a coming. He's a coming, folks. I will give Baker 4 touchdowns, 3 to Mike Evans. Mike Evans will probably be a Holla at Ya Boy candidate.
I'm going to go with a bolder pick on mine.
Okay.
So the Falcons have averaging offensive passing under 200 yards every game. So I'm going to tell you that Baker Mayfield is not going to hit over 180. He's going to throw for 173, 1 touchdown, 2 picks.
Okay. All right, and now this game is absolutely my lock for game of the week. As the Detroit Lions go into Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are actually favored by 3.5 over the Detroit Lions. So what say you, Ben?
I don't know how the Ravens are favored in this game.
Like, same. That is definitely a game I'm putting on my parlay.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Is it because it's in Baltimore? I'm so utterly confused.
I mean, is it because of the injury to Montgomery?
I don't know. Being that close, man. Honestly, I see the Lions winning by 10 points. The Baltimore Ravens are just what they are, average. They're an average team. They are not good at all. They are a hoax of a team. Their offense, even though they gave Lamar Jackson weapons, they still are utter crap. They still cannot consistently move the ball. They rely too much on Tucker. And you take Tucker out of that team and you put an average kicker in on that team, they're losing probably 75% of their games.
And before I let Dylan take over, will you show me on this doll where the Ravens touched you? Because, man, you have been, harping on the Ravens for weeks, sir.
As a person who has been around this area, Delmarva area, and Ricky, the Ravens fans think they're, the greatest team ever. And the only reason why they win these games is because of Tucker. If you drive everywhere in Delmarva, What do you see on billboards, Ricky?
Baltimore.
Who do you see on that billboard, Ricky?
I mean, to be fair, I don't see any
Who's on the
Ravens
billboard?
players anymore. But
I
I
see
go.
every time I pass one, I see Justin Tucker. And Justin
Well, I
Tucker has a
mean,
Justin
he's
Tucker
definitely
meal at
better
Waffle.
than Lamar Jackson. He is the best player on the Ravens.
I'm just saying that this team puts too much effort into being mediocre on offense and then rely on the kicker way too much. And I'm tired of hearing about the Ravens thinking that they're hot shit when honestly they're hot utter garbage.
What's that?
I'm taking Detroit in this one. I think they win by 2 touchdowns, and I think Jahmyr Gibbs has a career day filling in for Montgomery.
All right. I mean, that would be nice. I mean, for Gibbs to finally show the potential, the potential that Detroit was looking for when they drafted him in the first round this year.
I think he has a prime Alvin Kamara type game tomorrow.
Okay.
That's good.
So I'm gonna give us the sports pad sweep. I'm gonna say Detroit as well. I see Jared Goff going Goff and basically throwing for 4 touchdowns, and 300 yards. 2 of them to the Sun God. So
that'd be nice.
So that'll conclude. That concludes our 1:00 games. Now we are going to go to the wonderful Los Angeles as the Los Angeles Rams host the Steelers, and the Rams have a 3.5-point favorite over the Steelers. Ben, what say you?
3.5, huh? That's rough. I mean, the Steelers do have a good rush defense, and they do get after the quarterback. I'm going to give the edge to the Rams. They're going to cover the spread. I don't know, 3.5 is a little low. I'm going to give them at least a little bit more, maybe by 7. Let's face it, the Rams have a pretty good offense. We thought they were going to be bottom of the barrel. We counted them out before the season even started this year. And they've been halfway decent. I give it to the Rams, give edge to the Rams. I'm going to give Kupp is going to get over 120 yards. He's going to get 4 touchdowns.
Okay. Dylan?
I think Pittsburgh's defense is going to be too much in this one, and I think TJ Watt has a 3-sack game and a forced fumble. And Pittsburgh wins by 1.
That's sexy.
That's interesting. I am going to.
I hear that beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Number
I
5.
drink before the next games too.
This one's actually hard for me. Reason why is the Rams are literally without a backfield almost. Like their running back is Zach. I think he's a rookie. Because they lost their starting running back, Kyron Williams, last week, as well as the backup Ronnie Rivers, who went on injured reserve this week in the game against the Cardinals last week. So you definitely know like that Pittsburgh is going to kind of like just double team Kupp and try and make it, kind of try and win on the ground. For that reason, I am going to say that the player that is going to get the most out of this, with Cooper Kupp back, and with them keying in on him because they think that, hey, we just have to cover him and take care of things, is going to open it up for him. And that is going to cause 150 yards and a touchdown for Nuka.
Puka.
Nuka-Cola.
All right, so we have next matchup oh man, now I got the hiccups. A NFC West matchup between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are favored to win by 7.5. So, Ben, what say you?
All right. Well, the Cardinals definitely aren't winning this. I see the Seahawks covering the spread. Who's there? Is Geno still playing, or is he injured?
He's still in, I
He's still
think.
All right. So look at the injuries here. DJ Metcalf or DK Metcalf might not play. He's been questionable still.
Ooh.
And then I was reading something today about his hips still bothering him, and they're not sure yet.
Oh, tonight, no, the hips don't lie. I feel so.
I'm gonna give the edge to Seahawks. I'm gonna give Walker 120 yards, 2 touchdowns.
All right, Dylan, what you got?
I'm going with Seattle by 2 touchdowns, and I think you see a vintage performance by Tyler Lockett.
Oh, very nice.
125 and 2 touchdowns.
That is vintage. That's spicy.
All right, so let's see.
Gonna spike his jersey sales.
Oh yeah, get that on Fanatics.com. Go ahead and follow the link in the in our descriptor below. Go follow the deal before it goes on IR. And the Arizona Cardinals, Hollywood Brown has disappeared in the offense. James Conner is hurt. Kyler Murray is starting to practice, but he's not coming in. Seahawks are starting to warm up. And I think that, bold prediction, the Seattle Seahawks defense scores more points than the Arizona Cardinals.
That's bold.
Mm-hmm.
Again, get you into the drug testing room again, sir.
Hey.
That's 2 of them.
Yeah. But hey, I'm kicking them field goals, baby. So, and what is baffling to me right now, the Green Bay Packers are going into Denver, the Mile High, only 1.5 favorites.
Well, somebody up there is smoking that good Zaza.
Ben, what do you see?
All right. I see mediocrity. I see a joke. Both of these teams aren't really that great. And let's be honest.
There is no
Like
greatness. Greatness and these teams are very much distance. Great has a restraining order against both of these teams.
Oh, exactly. It's not going to be won by the quarterbacks. I look for this to be a defensive game, and I look for Green Bay's defense to hold it up and keep it in close. Green Bay will cover the spread. They'll win by 3. Give the running. I don't know. I would say. I'll give it to Dylan. He'll have 125 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Dylan.
Broncos by 2 scores, and I think you have a vintage Russell Wilson performance. I think he's tired of all the shit talking towards him, and he's going to show why Denver traded for him. 400 passing yards, 75 rushing yards, and 5 combined touchdowns.
Oh, he's going to show up.
I think he's going to do like prime Russ.
Speaking of showing up, you were sitting right there next to me about that drug test Monday morning.
Bright and early, man.
Right and
Right
early. Better bring the fucking bulletproof coffee. All right.
That W stuff.
Mm-hmm. So I go with Green Bay. Definitely. Russell Wilson is not the answer in Denver. Like Russell Wilson is just absolutely on the downside of his career. Also, it showed last year that Pete Carroll's system is why Russell Wilson succeeded, not Russell Wilson the quarterback. Pete Carroll was the chef in that kitchen. All right, Green Bay is going to win this game. I'm going to say Jordan Love is the one that looks like Russell Wilson of Seattle fame in this and throws for 400 yards and gets 5 combined touchdowns.
Whoo.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drug test you for more than just some stuff here. That's a lot.
That's
Taking
bold.
Aaron Rodgers ayahuasca, huh?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers could have been practicing the astral projection shit, That's Jordan Love.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, do you feel that he's going to come back? Because he's been walking without crutches and thrown on the sidelines.
I think he'll be back by week 12, and the Jets will make the playoffs once he comes back.
Maybe.
I have said they were going to make the playoffs. I haven't said he's going to come back that early, but damn, that's early.
It will depend on where the Jets are. If the Jets have a shot at making the playoffs, I see Aaron Rodgers coming back. If not, Aaron Rodgers will just pack it in. Could have packed McAfee.
I mean, he's been making some bold statements on Pat McAfee, and he's been saying that he's done some new technology surgery. I don't know.
Anal probes are not new.
All
right, so we are ahead as the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Los Angeles Chargers. And basically the spread is showing at 5.5, or is that the amount of times that they're going to show Taylor Swift during the game? I don't.
Way over.
Ben, what did you say?
Look, let's face it, the Chargers are done. They're going to probably trade away Herbert. So this is probably going to be his last game as a Charger. Tavis and Mahomes are going to have a good connection this game, and they are going to demolish the Chargers by 14 points. And look for Tavis Kelce to have 120 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Tavis.
Huh?
Tavis.
Yeah,
sounds
that's
like
his new nickname.
sounds like Jameis Winston's like new nickname. Tavis.
Yeah, I could call him Mr. Pfizer.
All right. So Dylan, what you got?
I think it's going to be a good old-fashioned shootout between these two quarterbacks. I think Justin Herbert reminds everybody why he's the franchise guy. And I was going to say San Diego, but L.A.
All right.
I think
What
he
do we
has
always say, Ricky?
6 touchdowns for Justin Herbert tomorrow.
God damn it. Yeah, you definitely. I think we're just out drug testing each other at this fucking point. But no, so like, yeah. Me, I definitely go with Kansas City covering the spread. I see Travis Kelce with 2 touchdowns. But the holla at your boy player out of this game is Isaiah Pacheco. He is going to have 3 scores combined through the air and on the ground, and he's going to have 150 all-purpose yards. No. The 4 o'clock games are definitely a lot better looking than the 1:00 games. And
Yeah.
Even though they're kind of crappy too at the same time.
it's a midweek, pretty much. But Sunday night. Oh man, very, very appealing.
Go
Very
Birds.
yes. All right. We have the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Miami Dolphins. The advantage goes to Philly by 1.5. So
That's a joke.
what are we seeing out of this? Ben, go ahead.
Holy crap. It is test time, boys. Look, the Eagles are a farce as well. I'm not going to lie. I know Dylan, don't shoot me. However, the Eagles have not been playing as well as everybody thinks they've been playing. The only reason why they've been looking good is because they've been playing mid teams. And even when they did play mid teams, Washington gave them a really hard battle, almost beat them. And then the Jets did beat them. So, are the Eagles really that good? We're about to find out because the Eagles cannot cover a receiver to save their life. And the Dolphins have a really good receiving core.
A really good receiving. A really
A
good
really good
receiving
receiving.
core is an understatement. A
Yeah.
team of gods amongst
I-
men on receivers, sir.
I don't know how they're a 3-point favorite. This is ridiculous. I'm giving the edge to the Dolphins. I'm going to say they're going to win by 10 points. I say Tua is going to show why he was the better Alabama quarterback,
Oh.
and he's going to throw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Whew.
Dylan, what you got?
Taking my Birds this week. They got embarrassed by the Jets last week. That game, they shouldn't have lost that game. The Eagles should have beat them by 3 touchdowns at least. And I think that Jalen Hurts, he comes out and shows why he shouldn't have got benched for Tua in the national championship game. And I think the Eagles' wide receiving core outperforms the Dolphins' wide receiving core. Eagles by 21.
All right. So me,
Oh,
yeah.
10 sacks by the Eagles defense.
Okay,
Oh.
that's pretty bold there. Yeah, pretty
Jalen
bold.
Carter,
What about Julio?
Julio's getting a touchdown, 50 yards and a touchdown.
50 yards and a touchdown. So that's basically one play. All right, got you.
Yeah, right over the top to Julio.
So Miami, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. Miami, their problem is, when they play good teams, they are definitely different. I mean, look at what happened to Buffalo. Like, Miami looked like they were playing scared against Buffalo.
Pressure
The
on Tua.
Eagles, the way they're playing right now on offense, they're very slow to start on offense. Unlike last year, where they could score from anywhere on the field at any time, it seems like you gotta start them up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and with what way Brees Hall was carving up the Eagles D last week for the Jets, I see a big game out of Raheem Mostert, getting him a 3 touchdown game as the Miami Dolphins beat the Philadelphia Eagles at the Link. And my bold prediction is that there will be a riot in Philly afterward.
Ooh.
See,
Yeah.
the only thing I fault you there is the Eagles were missing Jalen Carter and Fletcher Cox last week, who are both healthy this week. So I think that plugs up that Miami running game.
Plugs up that hole. But
yeah,
again, there will be a riot, sir, in Philly. Riot in Philly.
Are we gonna ride
grease
up
the
there?
poles, grease the poles.
Race them up.
Let's
Get your
drive up there,
lube
Ricky.
ready. I mean, what? I know. And
Especially the
speaking
Phillies win tonight. Take a 3-2 series lead against Arizona. Going back into Philly.
Yeah. Definitely get your lube ready, because time to grease them poles. Speaking of which, Monday night is the San Francisco 49ers against the Minnesota Vikings. We have prime time Kirk Cousins going against the injured San Francisco 49ers. What do you see going on in this matchup? The 49ers are favored to win by 7.5.
Woo!
Yeah. So, Ben, what you got?
Look, we do have primetime cousins coming into town. So everybody's questionable on the 49ers. They're not listed as out. So there's possible everybody could play. I definitely don't see Minnesota hanging into this game. This is going to be another one of those bulletproof coffee games of the night. You're going to need to try to stay up if you're a Minnesota fan. However, if you're a San Francisco fan, you're going to be hyped the entire time because Christian McCaffrey is going to come back from injury, and he's going to steamroll the Vikings. 150 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns.
All right, Dylan, what you seeing?
I think that, man, I don't know, because Kirk Cousins sucks on prime time, but I feel like if McCaffrey's out, then I think San Fran doesn't win.
It depends on which Cousins shows up.
Yeah. I think Minnesota takes it by a field goal. And I think Jordan Addison has 2 touchdowns for the Vikings.
All right. It's my turn. So I definitely am going to say this, that San Francisco is going to win, but not by 7.5. Yeah, I definitely see Christian McCaffrey probably not even making it through this entire game. He'll still score a touchdown. He'll give his fantasy owners, something, yay! But, my definite pick is, Kirk Cousins is going to throw 3 interceptions, but he's going to throw 2 touchdowns to a certain tight end of his, TJ Hawkinson. During this night, George Kittle will have no catches.
Oh.
Why is that?
He's just not going to have a catch. Either, Purdy's pretty awful on Monday night, or it's just, yep. So
he's a Purdy boy.
So finally, with these teams that were defeated last week, things have tightened up a little bit. So I'm definitely wanting to see if the predictions will change. Ben, give me your Super Bowl.
My Super Bowl. Man, right now, I still see San Fran, and I see the Chiefs currently.
Winning.
49ers
Or Chiefs winning
by a field goal.
Who? I didn't hear it.
49ers by a field goal.
49ers by a field goal. All right, Dylan, what is your current Super Bowl?
I see the Eagles beating the Lions in the NFC Championship game to get there to play against Cincinnati, and the Eagles win by a touchdown.
Again, on drugs, Cincinnati's not getting to the they might not even make the playoffs. For me, I am right now going Dolphins over the Eagles. Eagles start to hit that Bills moniker, like losing Super Bowls in a row. I mean, hopefully not 4, but I like the Eagles, but but I'm just going with it. But yeah, basically things are shaping up. Things are starting to ramp up in the NFL, and this is where some teams will start to find themselves, and some teams will start to find themselves lost in the sauce. With that,
prediction.
What you got?
Chiefs losing the divisional round.
Yeah.
Miami, Cincinnati, AFC Championship game, and Bengals win by a field goal.
I mean, that's only bold because definitely the way Cincinnati's offense has been going right now. Either they need to right the ship soon. That won't happen. Cincinnati, or not Cincinnati, but Kansas City. Yeah, I see them potentially losing in the divisional round because of the way their offense is right now. It's just like it's almost like they're suffering now what New England, like, hey, not having a superstar receiver for your superstar tight end is not helping you anymore. Because
Yep.
New England, they went without a superstar receiver, except Moss Walker years, but that didn't stop them. But now it is. They don't have anybody really to ignite that offense, and it's just no. But yeah, so that is our episode of the Social Sports Fat Podcast. Everybody, thank you so much for your support. If you feel free to visit any of our, affiliate sponsorships, the links are down in the, in our description below. Please feel free. We are getting ready to get into the holiday season. We are gearing up for the trade deadline, which next week we will talk about what trades we may predict happen for teams. We will definitely look forward to commenting on Tuesday to reveal the winner of our Holla at Your Boy for week 6 and give you our week 7 Holla at Your Boy candidates. For us here at the Social Sports Fad Podcast, I'm Ricky. With me today was Ben and Dylan, and definitely thank you everybody. And for us, we wish you a good night, good week, and always
always
good season.
Good season.
Yeah.